Most traders overload their charts with indicators or use them in isolation. The real edge comes from knowing what they mean, how to use them together, and how to apply them across time frames. So in this video today, I will show you the right way to use indicators, the 3 categories you actually need, and how to set them up in Optimus Futures Web. So as you already probably know, indicators don't predict price, they just translate it. And they typically help us see what's already happening in a clearer way with context and confirmation, but certainly not prediction. So in order to avoid having your charts clustered and having too many indicators on your chart, which can get very confusing, what we're going to do first is break down indicators into 3 main categories. The first category are trend indicators, and these are going to be things like exponential moving averages, volume-weighted average price. The second category is momentum indicators, which include RSI and MACD. And then the third category are going to be volatility indicators, and these will include things like average true range and Bollinger Bands. So we'll go through and add 1 or 2 of these indicators in each category and see how they interact with each other and also how to apply them to multiple time frames. To add an indicator on any one of your charts, in this case we have the S&P Mini up on a 30-minute chart, we'll come up here to Study, and for this one we'll do exponential moving average, find it and click once to add it to the chart. Now, this right now is defaulted to a 21 period. So if we wanted to add, let's say, a 50 in addition to this, we would come up to Study again, add it one more time, and it's going to add a 21 as well. So what we would need to do is just double click, change the period, click apply, and now we have a 50. Typically, you'll want to change the color so you can see the difference. Double click on that. Click appearance, and we can change that to whatever color you would like. Let's go with that. And now we have a 21 EMA and a 50 EMA. For momentum indicators, we will add the RSI. So again, come up here to Study, type in RSI and click Relative Strength Index. That will add it to the bottom of the chart. And again, if you wanted to change how it appears, double click and you can change the period, the upper band, middle, or lower band, and also the appearance and colors, but for this one, we'll leave it the same. If you wanted to see this in more detail, hover over this line and you can drag up and down. And the last category are volatility indicators. So let's go back up to Study one more time and type in ATR, average true range. We'll click it again. And again, this is going to be added on the bottom of your chart. You can also experiment with other indicators that show average true range. So this is an average true range band. Again, this is going to be entirely up to you. Another volatility indicator that's widely used are Bollinger Bands. So if you weren't a fan of average true range, we can click on it and delete it. Go to Study and type in Bollinger. Click on that, and that will be applied to the chart as well. So now we have 3 indicators on our chart, 1 for trend, 1 for momentum, and 1 for volatility. Now let's take a look at how to put these on multiple time frames and use them together. So the first step is going to be to come down here to the bottom left and choose a layout. For this example, we'll do 4 chart. So click on that. The next step is going to be to come up here to cursors, and I like the crosshair because it has a vertical and horizontal line. Next, we'll come down here to the 3 dots and select sync cursors. So now our cursor is synced for every time frame. You'll still notice that every chart is 30 minutes. So what we'll do is click on this chart and we'll go 4 hour. Click on that chart. Let's do hour. This chart, 5 minute, and this chart, 1 minute. So now we have a 4-hour chart here, 1 hour, 5 minute, and 1 minute. So now we have 4 different charts, each with its own time frame. For this example, I'm using an hourly, 15 minute, 5 minute, and 1 minute. I've hid the Bollinger Bands just for the sake of clarity, but let's go through how we could develop a thesis and develop a trade entry based on all of these charts and all of these indicators. Another note is each indicator is set to the same parameters. It's just displaying on different time frames. So on our hourly chart, we have this block here. On FOMC, price came down and dipped into the block, rallied from that point, put in new highs, and then started to trade down. So now if we said, okay, we think there are going to potentially be buyers here again, and there should be some type of reaction here to the upside, I want to look for a long trade. That's on the hourly. We could go down to the 15-minute. We still see that we're in a downtrend. The 21 is trading below the 50 on the exponential moving averages. The RSI is not too oversold, but at the open today, it started to get down near 20. It went down to 26.13. Moving down to the next time frame, we can see here that price immediately sold off at the open, came up to the 21, wicks above it, closed above the 21, and then closed above the 50. So if we were wanting to time an entry, we would then potentially go down to the 1 minute, again, depending on your strategy and your particular type of trading. And if your rule said, if I have a thesis, I will time my entries based on the 1 minute. Once it closes above the 21 or the 50, whatever your trading system says. So in this case, on the 1 minute and the 5 minute, we can see the RSI was down here at 20, down here at 19.3 or 19.53 on the 1 minute. And then we could say, okay, if the 1 minute closes above the 21, I will look for a long, and whatever target you have, again, depending on your trading style and your risk settings, but that is how we would develop a trade idea and a thesis going from top down, 1 hour, 15, 5 minute, and 1. So that is how you add indicators in Optimus Web and apply them to different time frames. At the end of the day, indicators aren't meant to predict. They're just meant to clarify and help you develop a logical thesis. So if you keep it simple, focus on one for trend, one for momentum, and one for volatility, then you can build your decisions around what price is actually doing and not what you hope it will do. You can try all of these tools free inside Optimus Futures Web at demo.optimusfutures.com.